What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next Patron War video. As you guys know, about once a month we get together. I do with my patrons, and we have an epic war. We just get matched up with whoever comes our way, and this time was freaking awesome because look here, Holder Clashers. These guys, you've seen them. They have some patrons there as well. Did a hitchhiker video over there. Excellent, excellent clan, and they gave us all we wanted here. We did our best. Some very, very close attacks. It actually was a much closer war than it appears on paper here, but obviously we'll go through and show what Holder Clashers did. You see our top two, not quite 3-starred there, but I think that was it. Yeah, that's all. Everything else was 3-starred, so really, really nicely done over on Holder's Clasher side. And on our side, we got so close on so many of these. You'll see, I'm going to show you a couple of them, but I mean, if you go down through here, well, it's not too close. There's a 98, 81, 83, 87, 99, 90. I mean, you know, they were just so close. But we did leave a few Town Hall 9s there on the board, so that made up the difference. But all of them were just really, really close to being 3-stars. They just didn't quite get it done. But hey, that's what it is. And let me give a quick shout out to my boy Tommy Guns. Oh, look at this, 99 and 99. 299%. 2 stars. So good try, buddy. That's a rough one, but I'm sure both of them were very, very good attacks. They just sometimes one little thing and it cost you the 3-star. So let's check out some actual 3-stars. Our boy Prodigy had a great war. I think he had a 6-star war, as a matter of fact, coming in on their. They had several 9.5, so he's a Town Hall 9 going against this 9.5 and does it really, really well. Love that minion on that mortar right there. Nice trade. Then just drops down another minion, a couple wizards, the golem. Making this funnel here. This mortar up top is going to go down pretty quickly too. I don't think it's even going to get much damage on. I mean, it's going to get some damage on that wizard, but it didn't even kill it before the archer tower got in range of that. So no big deal. Comes in with the Valks. Everything's starting to move in right here. The Valks do get way out ahead of this golem, unfortunately, so they're taking some damage. But he's got the heal spell down for him. Sees your troops coming out, drops down that poison, the jump spell to allow everything to get right in there. They're going to jump onto that queen, and with those balloons poison, they're really having a hard time dropping a bomb. They're just sort of chasing them around, not getting a bomb dropped off. And right here, they are actually out of the poison here, but those Valks just move so quickly. They're just sort of wandering around the base, following them. And finally, I think the queen gets up here, actually drops that poison right there, and then the queen catches up and starts taking them down. But the hogs coming in from the top already. That's really nice. They're coming through. The Valks still doing work in that core. That's amazing. You see giant bombs being triggered. I think 4 of the 5 are already triggered. Right there's the last one. Has a heal spell for them hogs walking into it, so that's perfect. They get a little heal back up, and down at the bottom, you'll see the queens coming through, the king, the Valks, the hogs. I think actually all of his hogs are pretty much done here. I think that heal spell was wearing off right as they reached it. So they got like 1 tick of heal out of it, and they were all pretty low. But the Valks weren't, the king wasn't, the queen wasn't. Everything is looking really, really good here. Just a matter of cleanup time. You know, that's a tough attack for a Town Hall 9, having that extra giant bomb. You see there are 2 double bomb sets plus an extra one. It does make it more difficult, so nicely done to Prodigy. All right, moving down a few here. Let's check out Bobby taking on number 10 and doing it again with the Valks. You know, go Valhalla everything. That's the way it works right now. Just, you know, go Valhalla is so hot right now. It's really in attack. Everybody's putting it to good use. So a couple of golems go down. Wizards on the outside, a couple of minions up there to help out, and then the queen is going right up the middle. That test wall breaker, nice, gets 2 small bombs for that. Then the rest of the wall breakers come in, boom, opens that compartment up. They're looking good. The lava hound coming out of the CC. The queen is going to get onto that, but it's not going to affect these Valks and the king and golems. All they're just going to do is walk right past it, get into this base, start doing damage. There's a giant bomb going off, getting into that queen with the heal there on him. The king's coming over. He wants it on the action, but he's going to get twirled down as well. Hogs already coming in on these flanking defenses. I love it because these are distracted defenses, so putting them to good use there. They're not even shooting these hogs. Some do go flying into spring traps, and as they start wrapping around the base, now the hogs are sort of on their own. They're going to have to actually do their own tanking here for a little bit. But the king, the Valk, still working through the base. The queen's still up. She's still doing some damage. Everything is looking great on this one. He's still got 5 hogs in his bag here. He's holding on to them nicely, being very patient there. So few defenses that can really hurt his hogs at this point. I mean, he's got 2-point defense left. That's it. That's amazing. Goes ahead and reinforces those hogs on the bottom there with those remaining 5. Does have a Tesla pop down here because he's just now getting to 50%, so those Teslas start popping off. But he goes ahead and puts that heal spell down as they move through. You see the giant bombs going off. The king's already beat his way into that compartment, takes out the wizard tower, and from there, the hogs are going to pick up those last few defenses quite easily, and the queen and all of those outside troops are going to get the 3-star farm. Nicely done to Bobby. All right, as soon as we fast forward through this, let him take all those high HP buildings out of the way, but he had plenty of time to get the job done. There you go. All right, moving on. We'll drop down quite a few here. I try to get a good variety of attacks for you guys from these, from all different aspects of the war, all different sort of levels of the war. Here we got Iraj, I think is how you would say that. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Coming in from the bottom, a couple of minions there, just on those trash buildings, getting those out of the way, making sure his funnel's like he wants it. Letting them going to just sort of take that out for a moment or two. It's going to take a few seconds, and now he's got a wizard down on the left side. Here comes the golem. Here comes a few more wizards right behind it. Take out some of those high HP buildings. That's nice. Now he's got himself a nice wide funnel to work with. Coming in with the king, the queen, everything targeting right in. Drops a couple of wall breakers there. That's going to open everything right up, and from there the redheads come pouring in right onto that queen. They're going to take her out really quickly. Kind of this dead zone section there. He's just going to jump right past it with those Valks. Let him get into towards the core. Drop the heal down. Drop the poison for the CC troops. All of that looks absolutely perfect. Actually a witch in there, I believe, so that's good. She's standing in the poison. Not going to get much use out of her. The queen's in the back lines just sniping, taking stuff out. There you see giant bombs going off. Perfect. He drops another heal for those Valks. Wants to keep those Valks moving forward, even though he does have 14 hogs left, even after the CC hogs he just dropped right there. So 20 hogs total. And I like that, you know, most people don't do this. I like that he put the max hogs down first. I've talked about this before. Get those things down first. They're your strongest hogs. Make sure you're getting the most out of them that you can. Of course, he is going to lose a few, but still, they tank so much more. They do more damage. They take things down more quickly. So I really like that there. Comes into this last little section here with plenty of hogs. The king doing a little bit of tanking. All this is going to start dropping pretty quickly here. Just like those 2 Teslas take out. Once they're done, the threat is over, and that is going to be the 3-star beautiful attack by Iraj. All right, on to the next one. Down a few spots. Looking at number 20, good old good friend 120. I'm sorry, I was thinking of another one that we got coming up here. Good friend 120. Going in with the Govalo. I love it. You guys know I love it. This is such a fun one to watch. Has 1919 on the heroes there. Coming in from the left side, just jumping onto that town hall. Wants to get that out of the way. Those high HP buildings, get them moved out. I like the balloons up here up top there. Just dropping them in on that archer tower. Drop the bomb and drop 1 crash. Doesn't quite get it. You actually need 2 to take out a archer tower. Doesn't get 2 bomb drops off, but it's softened up there. Comes in with the golem, the queen, the wizards. Everything's working in right here. Goes ahead and wall breakers it open, drops the Valks in. They're going to get into this core. Obviously, he wants to get these air defenses taken care of. He does have the one on the backside that he's not going to be able to reach right away, but right with that jump in the core, he can get to all 3 of these with his Valks, with his queen. They're just going to work their way through here. He's being nice and patient, and I do like the nice early balloons on the left side. Notice how quickly he put those down there. He sort of slows down here. Obviously, you see that they're already targeting the next one. Could have went ahead and dropped those balloons towards the bottom here. But sort of holds on to it. There they finally come. Didn't have to wait to them to the defenses actually go down. The air defenses, you can deploy them a little quicker than that. But and then right here on the backside, but those Valks beat through that wall, and finally they get onto that last air defense, and he's going to put down the rest of his loons. Once that does, again, it could have been a little quicker, but hey, that's nitpicky. He absolutely smashed this base. We'll fast forward as they take all of that out. Trash. Balloons, again, not the best cleanup troop, so if you can save, if you lose a few balloons, but it saves you a Valk or a Wizard or something in the core, it is well worth it. Nice job to good a friend 120. All right, moving down a few here. Let's check out 25, that guy. Literally, that guy 2006, doing a nice zap quake attack. I hadn't seen one of these in a little while. Very nice. Drops the zaps down. Here comes the quake. Boom. That one's taken care of as far as that air defense goes. Now, obviously, his goal is to get these 3 ADs on the left side. You can see he's got balloons there, and he's got a lava hound in the CC. So really, he's only after 2 of these right here. He knows he's going to have to tank 1 up at the end, which is fine. That works very, very well. So it drops the queen down. The healers are on top of her. She's going to deal with some of this. A couple of minions there on the left side. I like the minion on that cannon. That's really good. Going to get some free damage on it before the queen starts getting engaged. Right there's a test wall breaker, and actually a couple wall breakers opens that right up. Now the queen can step into that compartment, and from there you can see she can reach those 2 air defenses. So looking real good there. The dragon's already going down on the right side, just sort of spreads them out all along this and knows that they're all going to sort of collapse in on that queen. A couple of them do pretty quickly. Giant bomb, or excuse me, yeah, bomb spawning, air mines and air traps spawning there. But the queen goes down. That one balloon sort of working its way through, helping out a little bit because that expo is pointed down, strangely enough. I would have had that up there for sure. One of the ADs already done, and now the queen is sort of working her way towards that next one. The dragons are going to be slow enough that it's not going to matter. She's going to get there before they do. And now he's just sort of prepping, getting ready for that lava hound, for those balloons, all heading into that last AD. I would probably go ahead and pop my queen's ability here just to speed her along. Not that she's in trouble, but just to get that done quicker before this golem comes over and start distracting. There it is. Perfect. And now the balloons, the lava hound, everything coming through the top side, drops that rage down. They're going to get there really quickly. They don't even have to deal with that sweeper. It's pointed the wrong direction. So right on top of it, boom, that AD goes down. And from there, obviously, this is going to be a 3-star. Only a few towers left to really worry about. Tons of dragons left. Got balloons left. They're still working their way through. Perfectly done there by that guy. 2006. The queen finally takes down care of that golem, which is a huge time sink, but had to get it done. Takes care of the king, and now with only one defense left, obviously they just collapse on it, and boom, 3-star for that guy, 2006. All right, let's move down a couple more here to number 28. Good old JR, the second. That's the one I was thinking of earlier. I love this tech, because look at this. This is a pretty much maxed out defensive-wise Town Hall 9. Lower level heroes, obviously. Let's see what he got. 10, 12. But the attacker only has 13, 14, and that's max defense. So I kind of like this one. I think we really did a good job. You putting that level 14 queen to use with a queen walk. Got those healers down on her, letting her start taking out some of these point defense. She's got a couple of them on her at once here, but that archer tower is going to go down pretty quick, and from there, she's relatively safe. Does get in range of that next archer tower, but only for a moment, then steps out. The funnel is created. She's going to go the direction he wants her to for sure. Here comes the one hog to grab that CC lure, just like one of the lures that we talked about, or one of the ways to deal with the clan castles in the video that we just put out. Unfortunately, the dragon goes up when the hogs are going down because there's a minion up there that was closer than the queen. That's one thing we might should have mentioned there. If you're going to use that technique, you might want to make sure that your queen there's no troops up where the queen's the closest. That way, they will head right to it. But anyways, what that's going to cause as a problem is that they're going to get onto good old JR's healers, not his queen, because of the angle they come in at. And as you can see, that's a problem because they start going down very quickly. Luckily, he had that poison on it, saved a few of his healers there, but they come up into range of this air defense, and they are just getting one-shotted right there. Just boom, 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 gone, gone, gone. Luckily, that's shooting so fast that it was actually using 2 shots per healer, even though only one of them was needed to kill it. So that's the good news, I suppose. Comes through with the golem, the Valks up top there, taking him down. That one healer trying to keep that queen trucking along, and with only 1 point defense, it just barely keeps her up. They get into the core, they get that Tesla farm. The hogs are coming in to back them up. Unfortunately, this golem is not really helping much here. But it does get quite a bit of value out of that core. They just sort of take it up for a while. The Valk's still going through, taking out defenses. Only 1 left, I believe, right there. But the hogs have made landfall into that core, drops down that last heal, and now this Tesla farm is doomed. The queen is going to fall over on the right side, just not enough juice left with that 1 healer on there, but she did trigger those bombs, and only the 1 defense left. Has just enough time to get everything cleaned up and get the 3-star. Nicely done with those lower level heroes, getting the 3-star on that, respectable base for sure. Max defense. I like it. All right, let's check out some Town Hall 8 action for my Town Hall 8 guys. Chip 2, taking on this number 32, Godzilla, and coming in with a Go Vaho. I love it. Coming in from the bottom here with a couple of golems, just getting those wizards down, creating all that funnel, clearing out all that trash onto these first few defenses, and then there comes the wall breakers in, opens that up, and gets a partial CC lure, drops down the poison. Everything's going to start moving in here. Here comes the rest of the CC as that golem gets in range. Starts pouring out there, goes ahead and drops down the next poison, making sure everything's slowed down. The damage is slow. I like how patient and how late the Valks and the King were, Chip. Really, really nice because there was a lot of danger there for them, but let the golem take all that abuse. That's what they're there for. And now the Valks and the King are moving through with full health, looking really, really strong. Does wall breaker in again there. I'm not sure what that was for. I guess he just had the wall breakers, dumped them out. And then now he's got his hogs here. He can start dropping in. Dropping the heal spell down, making sure that the Valks and the hogs get the benefit of that heal, which is very good. Perfect. Being nice and patient on his remaining hogs. He's got 8 more, but he wants to let these get through. Unfortunately, the Valks and King do sort of go on the outside, but that's eventually going to happen on any base. They're going to eventually beat their way out and try to get all those trash buildings on the outside. It's just what they do. But the hogs he's got enough hogs to get the job done. Again, being very patient. Did drop down that last heal and went ahead and deployed the rest of his hogs in here. But the Valks, the King, all of them are starting to make their way into that core. That's going to cause that giant bomb to trigger there and wipe out most of his hogs. But he's got quite a few Valks left. He does have his golems left. You see they're going around here. They're going to get in there and start doing some tanking, which is key to the rest of this attack. Because the King's not going to be taking any damage. Those wizards, those barbs, all of that. This golem is going to get out in front and start taking some of the damage from these targets, or these point defense. Once these Valks get sort of picked off here, because there's one more of them left. Now they're locking on to this golem. They're going to move their way through. We'll fast forward a little bit here. They're doing the tanking. The King's still up. The Wizard's still up. As soon as they get through this wall, he's going to do the rest of that. That Wizard does get picked off, but there you go. He's got 1 Valk left. He's got the Golems. He's got the King, and they are going to be able to get it done. Nice. All right, Chip 2. Very good. Very good job, man. All right. One more. Let's go all the way down to number 37 and check out who killed JFK. Doing it with the Valks as well. Again, just so hot right now. Valks. Redheads are in. Drops down a few hogs, but his just wasn't quite enough to get through and also get the CC lure fully. Just get start the CC lure. I had to drop a few more in. It's always better to go with probably a couple extra than have to reapply like that. But does get them pulled out. Does get the CC lure completed, fully emptied, which is what he needed to do there. I'm going to bring them over. And again, he does not have any poison here, so he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. And it is a witch, which is very, without a poison, can be very difficult. So nicely done here by Who Killed JFK taking care of that. Again, just dropping the barbs in, dropping the wizards, just kind of reapplying those barbs as much as he can. He did have to go ahead and drop the golems because it was a witch in there. But the wizards are going to step up, start getting targeted, start clearing out those skeletons out of the way, and finally lock on to that witch and take it out. Here comes the wall breakers. Everything start moving in. His golem is taking a massive amount of damage from all those CC troops and that King coming out. So already busted into golemites, but right there, CC troops are dead. The Valks are coming in. That King's about to explode, and now he can go ahead and finish off that wall breaker. The earthquake spell right in the core. That's going to open everything up, allow them to just move right into the middle of that base. Nice heal spell right there. Gets everything sort of a little bit of heal love in the core. Giant bombs are going off. The hogs are starting to come in from the outside. Looking good at this point. Still not a whole lot of hogs on these attacks. Only 4 more. He drops them all in right there at the very end. Like the one on the right, because everything was distracted. He was over there by himself, but nothing was hitting him. So he did get quite a bit of damage onto that cannon. The Valks, the King, still up, still doing tanking, still working through the base as these hogs work their way around. So they are in great shape. Coming down to the very last few defenses here on the bottom. You see the Valks, the King out front doing the tanking. The hogs come just sort of slipping in behind, doing the damage, taking the defenses out, and only this cannon really is going to get many shots on them. The spring trap does go off there, sends a few of them flying, but not too little too late, not enough. The last hog goes down, but the King's up, the Valks are up. You see up top the wizards are sort of working their way around, helping out with some cleanup. And as they close in on this last defense here, going to get through that wall in just a moment. Finally, the Valk does. Takes out that that storage, and then on to the last defense, and nicely done. Who killed JFK? All right, guys, that is it. Awesome job. Unfortunately, it wasn't a win, but it was a very fun war, a very competitive war. Look at the percentage there, 95.9 to 97.7, less than 2% average destruction. I'm telling you, this was closer than it looked on paper. I'm proud of all the patrons. I'm proud of Holder Clashers. Very, very good clan. Very good job. Hope you guys enjoyed the attacks. Until next time, Jake from OneHive doing my best to help you guys suck less.